How is it going, boys and girls? Welcome back to Key West Waterman, and good morning. I woke up this morning. I didn't really plan on doing much as far as the water goes. I was going to be in the office today, but they changed the weather report and it looks a lot nicer out than it was supposed to be, so I think I'm going to take advantage and go out and do some fishing. A good friend of mine, Matt Conrad, texted me the other day and said, "Hey man, I have no idea how to catch an African pompano. Can you make a video on how to catch an African pompano?" So that's what I'm going to do. I'll be honest with you, I don't know how to catch an African pompano either. I've shot a ton of them. I've speared a bunch, but I've only caught a handful rod and reel. So maybe that's what we'll do today. We'll commit and see if we can, I hate calling my shot, but we'll see if we can get out there, maybe catch an African pompano. I'm going to get the stuff together, grab some snacks, and we'll head down to the boat. I'll see you in a bit. Alrighty, I'm locked and loaded, ready to go. Quick list of everything I'm bringing. I'm not going to do any live bait today. It's all going to be cut bait or artificials. I've got a box of squid, frozen bonita, and I've got some jigs. I've got 2 spinning reels, Saragossa 8000s, and I've got 2 conventional reels, Talica 12s. And then I brought the electric reel just in case and for the descending device. So that is what I've got with me. I don't know where I'm going to go yet. I haven't been out to the big water in over a week. So I'm going to get out there. I'm just going to ride straight south, kind of see what it looks like, and decide to go where from there, or decide where to go from there. Let's get out of here. It is actually beautiful out. For the winter time, this is about as calm as it gets. Anything less than 1 to 2, you don't got much to complain about. So I just headed due south. I'm in about 200 feet of water, and it is really green. There's a lot of particles in the water. I don't need it to be necessarily crystal clear, perfect blue, but I would like it to be a little cleaner than this. If I'm diving for African pompano, typically I'm seeing them in a little bit cleaner water. So I think I'm gonna work up to the east a little bit and see if it cleans up at all. So it appears the majority of everywhere is really green water today. And like I said, it's not required for it to be clear or blue, but I would prefer it if I had the choice. So instead of driving around and wasting a bunch of fuel, I'm gonna check a spot or start fishing a spot. I pulled up on this, just a deep wreck, but it's got quite a bit of life up on top of it. So I'm gonna anchor up. We'll go over baits and rigs and what I'm using and techniques that I'm doing, and give it a try, see what happens. All right, so as I said, I don't fish rod and reel for these a lot. I spear a lot of them with a spear gun, but I do know how they behave. A lot of times we use these throw flashers. I don't have one with me, but essentially it's a silver tube with some mirror on it, and we drop those and let them sink, and the African pompano really seem to react well to those. So I'm gonna fish some longer, skinny cut baits. I'll go over my rig and baits. This is just a bonita strip. I'm gonna leave the skin on, got a circle hook on there. I'm gonna cut strips out of there. Just a frozen bonita, and I'm also going to do a second rod with a whole squid on it, because a lot of times when I gut these, they have squid or octopus in them. But the rig that I'm going to use, essentially just a mutton rig. I've got a circle hook, 40-pound fluorocarbon. I've got probably 20 feet of it, a 3-way swivel, 8 ounces of lead, because I've got a little bit of a current. And I'm going to drop that bait down, and I'm just going to let it sit. I'm going to ballpark it. I want to put it somewhere where all this life is, somewhere maybe around 150. And just let it hang, see if anything comes by. There's a little bit of a current, so that bait should swim just a little bit and flutter, and we'll see what happens, see if anything comes by. So one thing you do want to make sure of when you're fishing a long leader is you let it down slow, or even a shorter leader. If you're fishing really deep, a lot of times if you just let it shoot straight down to the bottom, with cut bait or even live bait, it's going to twist. Any kind of big odd-shaped bait, it's going to spin on the way down, and you'll create a big mess, and you won't even be fishing. Your line will just be a tangled mess down there. So I'm going to try and get this somewhere around 150 feet, somewhere between the bottom and 150 feet. Typically the African pompano are going to stay on the deeper side. The hardest part about finding or shooting or catching African pompano is finding them. they're not necessarily going to be there. I personally think they're one of the harder species to target. I think it's up there with wahoo. Sometimes you get lucky and you find a spot that's got a ton of them, but you really can spend a lot of time searching for them. This is actually nice. I can actually see my bait on the screen, so I'll know exactly how deep it is. I'll show you. You can see it going down right there, going down slow. All right, cool. I can actually see it on the screen. So I'm at 150 feet. I'm gonna get that other one rigged up and keep an eye on that. All I'm looking for is thumps or completely slack, or if it doubles over, and I'm gonna run over and start cranking on it. So the second one, same rig, but I'm just gonna run a squid on it instead. And I'm gonna, because I have long leaders, I'm gonna put this one up at the front of the boat to try to keep them separate. You don't want them running into each other. And I'm gonna put this one at a different depth. That one's at 150, I'll probably put this one maybe 125 or so. It doesn't feel very big. Something ate it though. Nah, it's tiny. Like a blue runner maybe. A huge blue runner. I had a feeling it was a blue runner, so I turned on the live well. I'm gonna save this for a bait later, just in case. You never know. See how the day goes. So I was working down, I finally found some decent water. And there's a school of birds right here working. Oh, I couldn't tell if that was a tuna or a bonita. That might have been a tuna, I couldn't tell. Either way, I'll take it. If it's a bonita, I could use the bait. If it's a tuna, I will gladly eat it. So I threw one of the tuna rigs out. See if we can get lucky. They're not interested in what I've got. I lost track of them, but I felt like I made some good passes. They just didn't want any of it. All right, so I found some better water. Looks nice and blue. Gonna check another spot, deep wreck. A little bit of life down there. I'd like to see a little more than that, but you never know. We'll give it a shot. All right, bonita strip going down. So I always like to hook bonita through the skin. The skin is really tough. If you just hook it through the meat, it's gonna come right off. Whoop. Standing on my leader. So I'm at 200, I'm gonna set that right around 150. So I checked the baits, reset them. That's the bait going down. It's pretty cool. Bait going down, you can see fish come up. Check it out. Whoa, that's a fish. You can't make that up. Watch them come up on the screen and eat it. Oh no! Oh. I think I lost it. it spit it, and then as I was reeling it up, something else ate it, because this feels different. Hey, my little cushion, where you at? That was pretty exciting. Well, they're talking about it on the screen, the fish coming up to check it out, and they came and ate it. Taking drag. The African pompano fight pretty good though. You get a decent sized one. They're the shape of a permit. They fight like a jack. This feels more like an amberjack though. Yeah. Feels like a big amberjack. Flip you around here. It's not done by any means. Just, ooh, whoops. I'd be willing to bet money this is an amberjack. They will whoop your butt. Right when I turn the clicker on so you can hear it, he stops every time. Not giving up. And my drag's not that light. Yeah, this is a jack. Not even marking it on the screen. I don't know where this fish is. Oh, it's still down at 100 feet. Goodness. Just came onto the screen. Whew. I'll wear you out. Whoop. I broke my weight off. This is where it gets tricky. Big old jack. So I actually have a commercial permit that allows me to sell certain fish, this being one of them. So I may just turn this into a commercial jack trip. Big one. I'm not gonna try and pick this up while it's alive. That's a dumb idea. Gonna brain it and bleed it, and then I'll show you. Oh, that is an amberjack. Whew, these things will wear you out. So like I said, I do have a commercial permit that allows me to sell certain species, amberjack being one of them. So I'm gonna put another bait down. If I catch another one of those, probably take some of these to the market and switch this to a commercial trip and see if we can make some money today. I think I'm gonna move along. I've been here about an hour. It's time for a new spot. All right, so here's the last spot of the day for me. After this, I give up. I don't know how long I'll be here, but looks really good, lots of life. 230 feet. Same bait going down. It almost seemed like the current switched here a little. It's almost going up the anchor line into the wind just a little bit. Not a huge deal if it's a light trickle, but hopefully it's no more than that. Something just smacked it like a freight train. See what it is. Doesn't feel like a monster. Gave up maybe like a snapper. Whew. Big old mutton snapper. Broke someone else's line off too. Look at that. Not too bad. What's that? Key West Waterman. I'm on a public wreck. I got boats near me. Not a bad one. I didn't mean to anchor right on top. The wind is swinging me. The current's different here than the last spot. Yeah. I'm gonna try and slide to the tip of it. I don't want to sit right on top of it. First drop on the new spot. I will take it. I got somebody's hook back. Oh, hold it off. So this wreck is actually a public number. That boat behind me was here drifting before I was here, and I came in to anchor, and the tide is actually different here than it was at the last spot, so I swung a little closer than I intended to, but I'm gonna slide over. Oh my gosh, it broke. Well, not broke, it cut right above the knot. That's a bummer. That was a good fish. So I'm gonna readjust the boat, try and get out of their way and continue fishing. Seems to be fish here. I keep missing the bites. Whatever this is has got some boogie on it. That was a weird bite. It just literally hit it like a freight train, like I was trolling or something, but it was sitting still. Maybe another big snapper? I'm not sure. Based on the fight, almost acting like a snapper. Big hit and it gave up. They'll do an initial big run. I don't know, it feels a little heavy to be a snapper though. Definitely gave up whatever it is. Whew, my arm is tired. It's got to be a jack. It just fought again. Come here. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? My African pompano, baby. Tail wrapped it. I was on the bottom. Well, 2 cranks off the bottom. Took me all day, but I got me one. African pompano, baby. Look how beautiful those fish are. It's like a mirror. Oh my gosh, I can't get over it. I'm gonna brain and bleed it. And that's how you catch an African pompano. Mutton rig on the bottom and get lucky. Well, that's what I'm fishing. I wish I could say that was know-how, but that was just pure luck. After that mutton, I kind of was, it's already 3 o'clock. I was giving up hope a little bit. So I figured, hey, I'll pull off the wreck a little bit. I'm 300 feet off it. Out in the sand, figured I'd try to catch a few more mutton. And I'm not kidding you. I set the bait on the bottom, reeled it up 2 cranks. So essentially I was laying in the mud because I got a 25-foot leader. And that's what I got. I'll take dumb luck any day. And that's how you catch an African pompano, Matt. You fish for mutton snapper. All right, so I am on the bottom. Come up 3 cranks. I'm gonna try another one. I don't get to catch African pompano every day, rod and reel. And I can technically have 2. The odds aren't very good, but you gotta try. I'm gonna try and leave the camera on this time and get the bite if I get it. That AP just, whoa. Oh. I can't tell what that is. Oh, it popped. That felt like a good fish. I felt like something gave. I don't feel like that pulled. Hopefully that braid didn't wrap around the mono. I'm trying to go down real slow. If you go down too fast, your braid will wrap around your mono leader and it'll cinch down when you come tight. I don't know. This is the same leader I caught that first fish on, so I'm just gonna change it out. Not worth losing another fish. That wind is picking up. Ooh. That feels like a shark. That is heavy, heavy. Yeah, I think that's a shark. Not what I wanted to hook right now. Yeah. That's a shark. Try and get it to pop. Goodness. Tied a good knot. There it went. Whew. Got my weights back. Well, on that note, I think I'm gonna call it. Once the sharks get involved, there's not much use. They take over, and I don't want to just sit here and feed them fish. Well, we got a pretty awesome box. Great African pompano, nice mutton snapper, amberjack. I may end up selling these to the market. We'll see. I could pay for expenses and then some, make a few extra dollars, and maybe I can just buy a chunk back and do a recipe with it. But we'll see. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here, and I'll see you back at the dock. Another very common question I get: why don't you get a trolling motor, Aaron? I think they're incredible. I think they're great. They're just really expensive. If I still charter fish for a living and did this all the time, I would absolutely get one. I just don't have $7,000, $8,000 laying around. I'd rather pull the anchor and get a little workout. And it's not often I'm anchoring out this deep. Oh, I didn't get it all the way up. But if you do have $7,000, $8,000 laying around and you want me to have a trolling motor, by all means, you just let me know. I am out of here. So after further consideration, I decided I'm going to sell the fish. We've got some good weather coming up, so I'm going to be able to get back out and do some more fishing. And that way I can at least pay for expenses, make a few bucks, and I'll buy some chunks back from the market. That way I've got something to cook. We'll do a recipe. Actually have something in mind I've been wanting to do. And today was more so about getting out there and just enjoying the day. Today's actually Tipsy's birthday, my dog that passed away last year, and just wanted to get out there and enjoy the water. It was her favorite place on the planet, so mission accomplished. Got some great fish, had a great day, and got some fish to sell to the market. But yeah, I'm gonna drop these fish off. I'm not gonna do a commercial breakdown like I used to. I'll probably make $100 maybe after expenses. But like I said, weather is good the rest of the week, so I'll be heading back out, so we'll have some fish to eat. But once I get these sold, I'll get back into the market. I think I'm gonna do something with the amberjack. I'll buy a few chunks of amberjack, and we'll get something cooked up. And we're in the kitchen. So tonight we're gonna do a dish that was actually a subscriber request. They told me I had to try it, and I love trying new things. So from my understanding, if I butcher this, please correct me if you're Brazilian, it is pronounced moqueca capsaba or capiçaba. It is a Brazilian dish. I did my best to research it. Most of the recipes were either in Portuguese or Spanish, so I did my best to translate. But yeah, we're gonna try it. I'm gonna tell you everything you need, and we're actually gonna use amberjack tonight. After catching one, I wanted to showcase one. I don't use it a lot on the channel. It's one of those fish that you either love it or you hate it. A lot of people kind of frown upon it. I understand some of the bigger ones are completely filled with worms when you cut them open, but if you get the smaller ones, I feel like the meat's really not that bad. It's a great looking fish. So this is an amberjack fillet. So that's what we're going to use. So everything you will need, and go easy on me. There were a lot of variations on this. Everyone kind of has their own way of doing things, which I completely understand. There are traditional ways, but you have to understand everyone's household did everything a little different at some point in time. The recipe may have originated in one place, but it branched out. Everyone followed their heart, and the recipe changes over time. So what we need, we've got probably, I think it was 4 tomatoes diced, 1.5 white onions diced, some garlic grated. I've got some cilantro or coriander, depending on where you're from. Juice of 1 lemon and 1 lime, some salt. I've got pepper around here somewhere. And I was gonna throw a red chili in it just because we like heat. Most of the recipes didn't call for heat, but we like heat. And supposedly it's a milder dish. And the fish is kind of the forefront, but this I found was more common in traditional dishes. Natto powder. I think they made it themselves from the seed back in the day, way back in the day, but now they make it into a powder. So I did get my hands on some of this, and a lot of the modern dishes had paprika, so maybe I'll do a combination of both. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna marinate the fish. And some, again, I don't want to go too deep into it, but there were a lot of variations, some of which used some fish stock that was made on the side. Some people used the fish in whole steaks with the skin and bone still on. I didn't realize that until I had this fish. So we're going to do it in some bigger chunks. And we're just going to, this will be a trial run. But after digging a little deeper into some of the recipes, I think I would like to try this once grouper season opens with a grouper. I could get some grouper stock. So we're gonna marinate the fish. We're gonna do a little bit of the garlic. We're gonna mix the garlic in with the lemon and lime. Pour that over our fish. And it's almost gonna have that, I imagine, that ceviche effect a little bit. It'll cook the edges. Throw a bit of salt on there. Why not? Throw a little bit of cilantro in there as well. All right, there we are. So I'm gonna let that sit 30 minutes in the fridge, let that marinate, and I'll meet you back here in 30. All right, let's get started. Start with some olive oil. Add our garlic. Just want to brown that a bit, keep it moving. So I saw some variations on this. Some people added paprika and the other powder into the oil to heat it up. I imagine it gets it to release a little bit of flavor and color. We're going to try this too. I don't know how to pronounce it. Annatto powder. It's a beautiful, like bright, almost clay color. I probably should have done that a little bit at a time. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. So probably the most common staple of every recipe that I did find was a clay pot. And unfortunately, I do not have a clay cooking pot. So this is what we're going to use. But it seemed like everyone I found, they used a clay cooking pot. So we'll do most of our onion. The color is just beautiful. Add a little bit of lime. Try and deglaze a little bit. Add some of our tomato. I know what I forgot. The chili. I was going to do that with the garlic. And I forgot. If you don't like heat, forego the red chili. Bring that heat up a little bit. We're just going to cook these down to where they soften up just a bit. Put a little bit of cilantro in there. I have learned in my 35 years of life on this earth, if a recipe starts with onion and garlic, there's a very, very good chance I'm going to be a fan. Add a bit more salt, some pepper. Make sure I'm not forgetting anything. So there's our fish, a little over 30 minutes of marinade. You can see it's starting to white on the edges, just like that ceviche we do. We're going to turn the heat down a little bit, take these chunks. I'm looking forward to grouper season because I want to try this with grouper because I can make a stock like they said I need to. Add the rest of our onion. It seemed like everybody sauteed half, added the fish, and then added the other half on top and almost covered it so it would almost steam the fish. Another squeeze of lime. Something else I forgot. Some chives. Or green onions. I just pulled these out of the garden box, that's why they're not chopped yet. We'll save some for a garnish on top. And there we are. Cover it. This burner simmers a little better. We're going to bring it up to a simmer and, I don't know, we'll just watch it. Maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes. You ready, Pearl? Well, it smells good. So I simmered, I was Just shy of an hour. I got a little carried away. What's your hunger level, baby?
Medium.
Medium?
Like, that's good.
There's only one piece of fish.
Oh.
Well, we'll start with that. And I meant to make rice with this. I don't know what it goes with. I meant to make rice, but I forgot. So we're going to have some toasted bread. There we are. What did you want a spoon?
Oh, this is great service today.
Right up.
Man, this is so good. Hold on,
You're not even supposed to try it yet.
No, I didn't. I just tried like a little piece.
I didn't try it. I just tried like a little piece.
Okay, well, first off.
We'll sit down. You can sit down.
No, I wouldn't stand. I've been sitting all day.
On camera.
No,
Ooh,
I just don't want to talk, but.
Like a Dunkaroo.
It's beautiful.
The colors are just. That powder, I pronounced it wrong, I'm sure 6 times. A netto powder?
You definitely
it's like
wrong.
It's like beautiful, like red clay. It's like paprika, but a little brighter.
Oh, I saw that on the counter.
Mmm. Okay.
Yeah. It's phenomenal.
So this was a subscriber recommendation. I looked it up. All the recipes are in Portuguese or Spanish. So I just watched the videos.
Like
Is
on
it
YouTube,
really, really hot?
No.
It's all over.
Oh, I thought you got it from one of the cookbooks. It's insane.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It has so much,
Guess what fish this is? I didn't tell you, I don't think.
No, is it not the...
It's amberjack.
Really?
Yep. Amberjack.
Mm.
Blew your mind.
It's so good.
The flavors are amazing. Oh my goodness. And I didn't really season it that much. It's just fresh veggies.
I was just about to say it tastes very, very fresh and earthy.
I was going to say earthy.
Authentic. I don't feel like I'm eating a whole bunch of, like, tons of seasonings or something.
If you're Brazilian or you've had this anytime in the past or cooked it, let me know how I did. Leave a comment. It is amazing.
I don't want people to see how much butter I have. I do want like a little tip.
If you're good, babe, just own it. That's how much butter you put on your bread.
I like butter.
Yeah, I get it. Everyone likes butter. I can't get over this. This is incredible.
Being from Texas,
That
it's
one was
like
hot.
salt and butter and hot sauce is in your veins.
You can taste. So what's cool is you eat the veggies and everything and it tastes a little different. Can you taste the lime coming off the fish when you eat a piece of fish specifically? Eat another chunk of fish and tell me.
Mm-hmm.
There's a hint of lime.
Mm-hmm.
If you eat just veggies, you barely get any lime. I marinated the fish in lime, garlic, cilantro, and salt for 30 minutes. Almost ceviche, but I did it in big chunks before I put it in. Wow, there's so much depth. And it was a pretty simple recipe. It's chopping veggies and sauteing and a little bit of prep. This one's going on the list.
I think that's what these are the
This
type
is
of
great.
recipes I like, that are more simplistic and it's not a whole bunch of masking flavors like heavy cream and this and that. It's just very simple, classic ingredients. Couple good spices.
Yeah, I mean for the most part, this is healthy. I didn't put any butter, any cream. It's veggies, lime juice, a little bit of oil. That's about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So good.
And from my understanding, so it's pronounced, I've probably said it 7 different times, moqueca capsaba, or capesaba. I think moqueca is either stew or soup, because I saw a bunch of variations of the afterword, but I don't know what capsaba means. If you know what capsaba means,
Capsab.
let me know. I'm going to put it on the screen. I don't know how to spell it. I'm thrilled. That's incredible.
You know what's gonna be great? This the next day.
Yeah, after everyone gets all friendly in there.
Yeah, have a little sleepover. They're
Oh
gonna.
my gosh. Thank you. I can't remember who recommended this, but thank you so much.
Yeah.
Now I got to try the other moquecas. There was a moqueca Bahia or something like that. It was like this, but you added bell peppers, and coconut milk.
Mm.
Anyways, we're rambling. My mind's blown. This is amazing. Thanks so
Will's
much.
gonna love this.
Will's gonna love this. Absolutely. That is all I have for this one. Thanks for coming along. Amberjack. I know they get a little wormy, the big ones, but you catch a smaller one in the wintertime. They're nice. The meat's nice and clean. They're beautiful. Smaller one in general, and any time of the year. But that's all I've got. Any questions? First hour of the videos, Mondays at 6 p.m. We release a video every week. First hour. Get on here, answer questions. And that is all I have. You got anything you want to share? Maybe some butter?
No butter to share. I'm probably gonna get so much hate, but it's okay.
Nah.
No, this is great, babe. You did a good job. You've gotten so good at just like trying new stuff out.
I just love.
You know what I've noticed about you?
I just love learning.
We are rambling, but
that's half the show. It's just me rambling. Literally, just me talking over and over and over.
Like, so this is how I know you're a good cook, because a lot of the times whenever I want to try a different recipe or a new recipe, usually the first time it's not that great. It's like there's, something curdles or, whatever. It just doesn't turn out well. I feel like every time you try something, the first time you make it, it's good. Like, it just gets better. It's like great, and then just keeps getting better from there as you learn it even more. So, you're great, babe.
Well, thanks, babe. That and I'm not a rebel. I follow directions.
Yeah, I don't follow directions, and I'm not patient. So,
I'm kidding.
Two things that you need in the kitchen.
I'm teasing. But that's the end of our rambling. Thanks so much. We will see you on the next one.
Pearl.
What's she doing? Pulling her hair out?
Sorry.
You're gonna scare somebody at home. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy with that.